Hello everyone, welcome to Digital Tech. My name is Bilal and this is part 3 of Network Fundamentals, and today we're going to talk about network cables and devices. Okay, the three types of network cables we are going to talk about is 1 quasi cable, 2 twisted pair cable, and 3 fiber optic cable. Okay, the first one, quasi cable. Now this is an old standard cable, mostly used for TV cables now, not for internet, but it has a max speed of up to 10 megabits per second. Now there are some debate on the internet that it can go higher, but come on, we all know that these things are mostly used for TV cables now, and hardly I think anyone is using it for internet. Twisted pair cable, most common cable standard. Yes, we have seen it, we all see it. 4 pairs of twisted wire. Now you see here these are 4 pairs with a total of 8 wires. This one is white brown brown, white blue blue, white orange orange, and white green green. That makes up 4 twisted pairs. Okay, twisting prevent cross talking and interference. All right, if you're wondering why it's called twisted pair cable, it is because twisting the wire prevents cross talking. So cross talking is, let's say, if one of these wire is channeling or transferring data, it will interfere with the other wires. But the more the cable is twisted, the less cross talking and interference. That's why it's called twisted pair cable. Okay, RJ45 jack or connector. Okay, you will need a RJ45 jack or connector to be able to connect to your Wi-Fi router, your switch, your computer, your printer, and so on. Alright, these twisted pair cable comes in many categories. Cat3, which was designed for 10 megabits per second, Cat5 100 megabits per second, Cat6 1 gigabits per second, and Cat7 1 to 40 gigabits per second. Okay, now these categories have subcategories. I have seen Cat5 subcategory go up to 1 gigabits per second on a short distance. The same thing with Cat6, it can go up to 10 gigabits per second on a short distance. And yes, as you see here, Cat7 can go 1 to 40 gigabits per second. On a short distance, it can go up to 40 gigabits per second. There are 2 types of twisted pair cable: STP, shielded twisted pair cable, as you see right here, it's shielded, and UTP, unshielded twisted pair, this one right here. The commonly I have seen used is UTP, unshielded twisted pair. These things are used, I know, but the common one it's UTP, unshielded twisted pair cable. Fiber optic cable, commonly used as backbone or for larger network at short distances. Data travel at light speed as light in glass cylinder. Okay, if you look at this diagram here, normally fiber optic is very well insulated, but this is just an example. You see this, it's called a core, a fiber optic core, and this is made of glass cylinder. These are hollow glass cylinder, and your data is traveling at light speed as a light. Again, I'll say as a light, not as an electrical signal. Data is traveling as a light at light speed. Okay, this is a very fragile glass core. These are very fragile glass core. They are very easy to break. Mostly it's handled by a professional and can carry up to terabits per second data over a single core. Alright, Each single core can carry up to 10 terabits per second data over a single core. That's a lot. That's why it's used for as a backbone or for a larger network. No cross-talking and electrical interference. As I said, data is traveling as light, so it not as electrical signal. So of course there are not going to be any cross-talking or electrical interference. That's a good thing about fiber optic. Okay, if you look at this diagram, these are just different types of connector. The most common one I have used is this one, this I have seen, sorry, this and this. These four are the very common ones that I have seen and handled. Okay, global fiber optic cable map. Now I wanted to show you this. These lines are all fiber optic that connects to your country or you connect your continent together. They are submerged deep in the ocean, and it is because of these fiber optic submerged fiber optic that all of us around the world are able to communicate and connect with each other. I hope you find your country here too. Network devices, network switch, network router, network interface card. Now I'm avoiding to go deep on these network switch and router because I'm planning to go in depth with switches and router when I start the CCNA videos. But I'll just go along with this now. Network switch enables all computer devices to connect and communicate with each other. Okay, let's say this one, 8-port switch. It is an 8-port switch, and you have multiple computers here, and all you need to do is connect your computer, your RJ45 cable, twisted pair RJ45 connector here on this port, and the other computer, let's say here, and assign your computer IP address, and you are able to connect and communicate with each other. If you are on the same VLAN, now I wanted to avoid go in depth, but let's go along with it. Comes on all sizes and numbers of port, commonly 8 to 48 ports. Now this one is 8 port. This one is 24, and this one is 48. Now I have seen 3, 5, 16 port switches. These switches comes on all different sizes. That's all I wanted to say. And number of ports, I have seen a 96 port switches, but that was an enterprise level switch. Each port have its own collision domain. All right, again, that's why I wanted to avoid going in depth with this. Let's say if this port, this one, your computer is connected with this port, and someone else is connected with this port, or everyone, all of these ports are all connected with different computer devices. So your data, the data you are sending and receiving is not going to collide with these ports, or the same thing vice versa. Their data is not going to collide with your. That is avoiding, each port have its own collision domain. With hub, that's not the case. Hub is a single collision domain. All of these ports will be a single collision domain when you have a hub, but with this switch, each port have its own collision domain, means your data is not going to collide with the rest of the ports or computer on the network unless it is a broadcast. Okay, we are going to go in depth with the network switch when I'm going to start CCNA videos. If you are still confused, I hope I will clear it up on the CCNA videos on the future. Network router. Router provides traffic directing on the internet. Router connects two or more networks together. Router provides some level of firewall. Okay, if you are wondering what is this thing doing here, this one, let me explain it. Router is not defined by just a square metal box. The software defines a router. So I know this router do not have as many capability, does not have as many routing or stuff, or capable of doing routing stuff compared to these two, but it does, and it can do some level of routing because of software. The software these two have, Cisco, it's iOS, and this can be a Java or Linux based software, but it does provide some level of routing. Router connects two or more network together. Okay, let's just say that your ISP, your internet service provider, is one network. Your ISP is connected to many different or many of other types of many other networks. Okay, let's go through with this again. Your ISP, your internet service provider, is one network, and your ISP is connected to many different networks because of the with this router. That's a router job. It connects to or more network, and all of these other network are connected to all of other network. That forms a big wide area network. Router provides some level of firewall. Now, router does provide some level of firewall, some level of protection from attacks and so on, but the enterprise or larger network usually have an enterprise level of firewall. But router does provide some level of firewall security. Again, I'll say that I tried to avoid go in depth with it. So if you wanted to know more about it, I hope I clear this up on a future videos, the CCNA videos. Network card, NIC, or network interface card. Now, commonly computers does come with a network interface card, built-in network interface card, but if it doesn't, on rare occasion it doesn't, or it is a faulty one, this is the most common type I have seen used by people. You connect your RJ45 connector here, your cable here, and you're go. This is the same thing, but the only difference is instead of wire, it connects your computer with Wi-Fi network. As you can see, this cable, this antenna, sorry. Now this is the enterprise level. It is mostly used for servers. As you can see, there are 4 ports here. Alright, this was part 3 of network fundamentals, hopefully the last one.